coffee live in La Jolla all morning.
Yeah, she's been drinking a lot of coffee, too. How much have you had, Heather?
Talking faster and faster.
We're making your ears perk this morning, all right? We got to perk you up on a Monday. So we're at a coffee shop, and not just any coffee shop, the Bird Rock Coffee Roasters. They roast all their own beans here. It's really cool. We're going through the process, and they just won a great award, Top Coffee Roaster of the Year, which is awesome. Chuck's the owner. We've been making a special blend this morning going on, and the Heather blend. We're calling it the Newscaster.
There we go.
Yeah.
The Newscaster blend, yes. Very, very top secret, but it's going to be spectacular.
Top secret. All right, so we've been talking about roasting. Now, since we're here and we're going through the process, we're going to take you out. We're going to show you the busy shop and what's going on and all the baristas that are doing their thing in here. And we're going to talk about some of the myths about coffee. So a lot of people think you're supposed to freeze your beans. From a coffee expert yourself, could you tell us what we're supposed to do?
Beans. Yeah, don't freeze your beans. That is a popular myth, but freezing, what that actually does is it actually breaks down the coffee faster than it would if you were storing it correctly. And really what you should do is buy a small amount of coffee at a time and store it in an airtight container in a cupboard.
Okay, and we see these guys making espresso. Big question of the day. Espresso shots, do they have more caffeine than a cup of joe, a regular cup of joe?
Well, one shot of espresso will have less caffeine than a cup of coffee. But an espresso shot is about an ounce. So if you have 6 or 8 ounces of espresso, you're going to have a lot more caffeine than a cup of coffee.
All right, and then I've got a question about, so we see him grinding the beans, and you guys have special bean grinders here. Does the grind actually matter?
Yeah, the grind makes a big difference. And based on how coarse or how fine you grind coffee will dictate how much flavor really you get out of the coffee. But it's really dependent on the brewing method. For espresso, you need a very fine grind because you're trying to establish pressure that works against that coffee to really extract the espresso. But for your home brewers or for when you're brewing, like we have over here, the pour-over coffee, when you're brewing at home, yeah, it's a big difference. So if you have kind of a cone-type filter, you want a slightly finer grind. If you have a flat-bottom filter, see this filter has a little flat bottom, it would require a little coarser grind. And that's going to help you extract more flavor.
It's all about making the best cup of coffee that you can. And lastly, decaf. The flavor has a bad rap. Is that a myth or fact? Tell us about it.
Well, there is some bad decaf out there. We really pride ourselves that we're always bringing really good decaf. And decaf can taste just as good as regular coffee, and it really comes down to the roast and, again, how you're sourcing the coffee.
All right, so the whole point is that you really should be able to drink your coffee with almost nothing in it. With almost nothing in it, almost black. Now, I know, Miss Russo, you've got to have decaf every morning, and God bless you, because I would just die if I had to have decaf. There is a little bit of caffeine, what, 5% or 5 milligrams of caffeine in your coffee? But I know she runs in there with her Mickey D's coffee, and that stuff's looking vanilla. So you got to water that stuff down, don't you, girlfriend? Whatever you can do to make it taste good, right?